Hey everybody, welcome back to Star Trek Recovery. I'm Mike, and in this video we're going to be going over the top 5 problems with Star Trek Picard, Episode 5. Before we get going, I just want to give a special thanks to my new subscribers. I went from 9 to 23. I know that's not a lot, but each one of you are really important to me, and thank you for your contribution to the channel. Thanks for the comments you've been leaving. It's really been awesome. So now, let's get to the list. Number 5. Icheb. This episode opens with Icheb being tortured for his Borg implants. Specifically, we see his eye getting pulled out of his socket. I don't know what kind of eyeball fetish the creators of this show have, but it gets kind of tiresome. This scene just seemed unnecessarily gruesome. We're told this was supposed to set up 7 of 9's character and help set up some of her angst for later in this episode, but it was really just unnecessary and could have been told in a different way. And the fact that it was Icheb really didn't add anything to this episode. Any character could have just been made up and thrown in here and it would have had the same impact. It also seemed like a bad ending for this character. So I don't think this scene really helped this episode at all, or Star Trek as a whole. Number 4. Holographic Pop-ups. We all know how annoying pop-up ads are, but in the Star Trek Picard universe, you get pop-up ads even on your ship. As soon as the La Sirena enters orbit around Freecloud, they immediately get pop-up ads all over the bridge of the ship. These ads just don't make any sense. First of all, why are they even there? Does the ship not have any ad blocker or ability to control its own holographic emitters? Do the holographic emitters of all ships just get hijacked as soon as they enter orbit around Freecloud? It just seems really dumb that these are there. Additionally, they seemed highly customized to each of the people on board the ship. Captain Rios gets an ad for ship repair, Picard gets invited to some gentleman's club or something, and Raffi gets an ad for some druggy den. How did the advertisers know what preferences the people had on the ship? Is there an intergalactic ad database that keeps everyone's profile information? This just seemed really cheesy and only served to give us some really cringe moments for the Doctor after she punched out her hologram. Though on the other hand, with the way Google is going, maybe this was the most accurate part of the series. Number 3. The Killing Spree. At the end of this episode, Picard tries to talk to 7 of 9 and tell her to be a better person. He then just gives her 2 phaser rifles when she asks for them and beams her down to the planet. Upon beaming down to the planet, she immediately just shoots 2 random people standing there. Were these bad people? We don't know. She just shoots them. They're dead. She then kills Bajazel, or Bajizzle, or Bajazzle, whatever the heck her name is. And then a bunch of security guards come in, and she then just starts shooting up the security guards. Were these bad guards? Were they employed by the crime syndicate? What were they doing? We have no idea. She was just going on a killing spree, killing as many people as possible, and we're just supposed to, be happy for her. But now she's finally going on a killing spree. 7 of 9. Just randomly killing people. What was the whole point of her and Voyager trying to regain her humanity? Yeah, I don't know. Next. Number 2. The Super Convenient Plan. Here, Rios, Picard, Hot Elf, and 7 of 9 all beam down to the planet to exchange 7 of 9 for Bruce Maddox. They all dress up in these really extravagant outfits, trying to fit in on Freecloud as human traffickers. There's just one insurmountable challenge that the crew will have to face. The chief security guy is a reptiloid with a whole bunch of olfactory senses and can automatically tell if you're lying. They can tell everything about you just by the scent. This is a huge problem. But, conveniently, there's a super easy solution to this problem. And thanks to an awkwardly cut sequence, we find out the solution right as it's happening. First, Captain Rios beams down to Freecloud. Then he bebops his way over to the bar. At the bar, he gets confronted by this reptilian security guard person. And conveniently, right at that moment, a drug kicks in that makes Rios all relaxed and calm, so the reptilian can't smell any odors that would indicate that he's lying. They get past the reptilian security guard and get their meeting with Bajangle, so now they can make the switch to get Maddox. I mean, it's no big problem. There's no reason for you to have ever thought this was a problem at all. And that's the biggest problem with this scene. There was no tension. They just oddly intercut the action with the exposition so that as soon as any problem came up, there was an immediate solution to the problem. There was zero tension or zero reason to suspect that things might not go as planned. And now it's time for our dishonorable mentions. The Fenris Rangers. When we meet 7 of 9, we learn that she's part of some group called the Fenris Rangers. We're never given a clear picture of who they are, or what they do, or how they formed, or why they are, or even why 7 of 9 joined. It's just sort of an unknown background element that was thrown in there to give 7 of 9 a connection with this planet. A bit more information would have made this element make a lot more sense and be a lot more important to the story. The Scared Doctor. While the rest of the crew beams down to Free Cloud, they leave the Doctor behind to operate the transporter. Problem is she's scared out of her mind and doesn't think she can be able to operate this piece of technology. This was fine in Galaxy Quest when Fred was squeamish about using the digital conveyor. He actually knew how to operate the thing, he was just worried about getting it wrong. But in Star Trek we know that even the computer can beam up people on automatic, so why does the Doctor even have to be worried about it? This just seemed cringy and unnecessary. You're killing it. Once again, the Doctor blesses us with another cringeworthy moment. Here, it's an example of modern slang making it into Star Trek. Modern slang never ages well. In 10 years, it'll be something different, and this series will look horribly out of date. And now it's time for our number one problem with Star Trek Picard, Episode 5, The Murder of Bruce Maddox. We've spent 5 episodes searching for Bruce Maddox, and guess what? He wasn't really that important after all. He gave us a little bit of exposition that we already knew, and then was immediately murdered by the Doctor. Why was it so important that we find him? Why did we spend so much time looking all over the galaxy for Bruce Maddox, only to have him murdered immediately upon finding him? It was just completely pointless. It was like the writers of this series wanted him in there, but then had no idea what to do with him, so they just killed him off. This entire Bruce Maddox storyline was just a complete waste of time. There you have it. The top 5 problems with Star Trek Picard, Episode 5. If you like this video, well, that makes one of us, but you can always give it a like and a share if you want. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and make sure you keep boldly going.